I lived through 8 time loops trying to win over my dream girl, only to realize in the last loop that I fell for the wrong person, dude. You've romanced Tiffany Reed 8 times now, and her approval rating is at 99%. Peering to that's the highest it's ever been. One more try, and the success rate is practically guaranteed. Are you sure you want to switch targets on this 9th reset? It's kinda risky. Hearing the system all those 8 times flash before my eyes. Each time, no matter what persona I took on, Tiffany always figured me out. The first time I died, saving her in an earthquake. Back then, she actually mourned my death, but after she discovered I could resurrect and keep trying to win her over, she began treating me worse than dirt. The 7th time I died was because of a fire at the mansion. She ordered me to rescue her precious dog. I still can't think about being burned alive without feeling sick. I close my eyes, voice hoarse. "Yet, I'm sure," the system responded. "Okay, your target will be changed after your 9th rebirth." When I was summoned to the lake, there was already a crowd of the usual socialites gathered, looking like they'd come for a show. Honestly, Tiffany is like some magnet for these pathetic guys, you know. They literally die for a glance from her. It's nuts. Didn't that dude Aaron get burned alive trying to play hero for her like half a year ago? Now we got this guy Jake picking up the slack. Dude, this Jake is even worse than the last 7. He even groveled for a dinner with her. Pathetic. I'd heard this sort of talk for the 4 years I was caught in Tiffany's orbit. At first it had been humiliating, gut-wrenching, and painful, but now it was just numb. I pushed through the crowd walking up to Tiffany. She was cooing over Matt, her ex, and when she turned to me, her expression was a storm cloud. It'd been like half an hour. "Where have you been? What could possibly be more important than what I ask?" I wiped some blood from my palm trying to explain. "I'm by Chow, the hospital is far. I got here as fast as I could. I even tripped on the way fund." But Tiffany cut me off, clearly not willing to hear any excuses. "Spare me the sob story. Matt's mom gave him this watch and it fell into the lake. Go get it." It was freezing and the lake had a thin layer of ice. Standing by the shore in a down jacket made my feet ache from the cold. I remembered the time I had drowned and my face went pale. "That's so cold I still have a fever going and that water will kill me. Which watch is it I can get Matt a new one?" "Would that work?" Matt scowled. "But one, that's the one my mother gave me." She glared at me. "Are you going in or not? If you don't, you can forget about seeing me ever again." And she meant it. The 3rd time I tried to romance her, she had asked me to give all my design work to Matt, and when I refused, she would refuse to see me. By the time my 6-month deadline was up, her rating of me was negative. I ended up dying in a car wreck, a steel rod through me. Organs bleeding out, but I held on for a whole day before finally kicking the bucket. That was the most painful death I've had. I was scared. My face white, I grabbed Tiffany's hand, Timandar. "I'll go get it. I'll go right now. Please don't shut me out." The system had told me that I had to keep her rating up at 99%. Only then could I use those points to switch targets. Without a second thought, I pulled off my jacket and jumped into the water as people jeered. The water was bone-chilling. Just before passing out, I heard what sounded like a worried female voice calling for me. It wasn't Tiffany, it was someone else. Unfamiliar, I woke up in the hospital. As soon as I opened my eyes, I saw a message from Tiffany. "Get your butt home and make food for Matt. He wants those little steamed buns, seafood chowder, and spicy crab." Tiffany hadn't accepted my confession, but she decided we were living together. She called her place home, but I considered it a cage. I was so tired I called her. My voice was rough. "I got a fever from going in the lake for that watch. I'm really not feeling good. Another stunt and I might actually die." Eptease was dismissive. "You've died like 7 times already. What's one more? You'll just come back in another body. Keep bothering me, right?" "But Tiffany, I really am sick. I want you deserve it. When you were scheming to get close to me with your stupid game, deceiving me,